Good afternoon. Welcome to the Hayden Urban Renewal Agency meeting. This is July 8th. It's at 3 p.m. Let's start off with our roll call. Could I have a roll call of the board members, please?
Rhonda Mitchell.
Here.
Steve Meyer. Colin Meehan. Randy McIntyre.
Here.
Michael Thayer.
Here.
Matt Roeder.
Here.
Joy Richards.
Here. Well, thank you. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Joy, would you lead us in the pledge today?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. Do we have any additions or corrections to the agenda? Okay, hearing none. Any conflicts of interest? Hearing none. Do we have any visitors for comments today? We have, no? Let's go to the consent calendar. Any questions regarding the consent calendar? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
I move that we accept the consent calendar as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, public hearing continuing business. This is our budget hearing that we published in the paper, correct, Melissa?
Yep. So, just a second, because I need to. Oh,
Melissa, did you want to provide a short summary of the budget? This is some type of staff presentation.
Yeah, I'm just getting it up, and it looks like Steve is virtual. I just noticed.
Hi, Steve.
Hi guys. I was watching, but on the wrong channel. I was watching the news.
Oh, he was on the. I bet he was on the live stream, not the one where he can participate.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
From the beginning. Okay. Can you online see that? Now? Pete and Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so yes, I have a quick presentation to kind of go over our fiscal year 25 budget. So what I first was going to start with is fiscal year 24 highlights. So we started the fiscal year with almost 5.5 million in the bank. And then we've had our expected revenues, not everything's come in because we look at our second wave of taxes, but is 1.24 million is what we're anticipating. And then our expenses have been 4.06 million. Almost 3 million of that is expected to be the city reimbursements for their various projects that you've approved throughout the year. And our carry forward to fiscal year 25 is expected to be 2.68 million. I don't have to go through all of these, but I just wanted to kind of remind everyone that HURA does have objectives in their plan that they abide by, and a lot of the projects, or all of the projects that you have agreed to reimburse the city for, or that you've done owner participation agreements for various infrastructure, they all fall into one of these objectives. And then HURA's impact just quickly in pursuit of those objectives on the previous slide. So you've increased the assessed value within the district quite a bit over the years, and nearly $6 million has been spent on city requested facility upgrades, city requested public infrastructure, public art, and in fiscal year 24, HURA partially funded the Crawford Park expansion, the Ramsey Road sewer project, that Ramsey Road LTAC project, which isn't under construction yet, but if you remember, we had to give the money so that they could go to bid, and the Come Together Bench program for the Arts Commission. So just quickly, this, I know that it's done now and I'll have updated photos here soon, but this was part of what HURA helped to fund at the Crawford Park expansion. I think it was mostly soccer fields, but this is a photo of the concession and restroom building that went in. City Hall parking lot in the past. This isn't a recent project. Various projects at City Hall. The impact on the northwest corner of Government Way in Hayden. And Rhonda was telling me the other day that it looks like there's some movement on that piece.
Yeah, they're building a kind of a strip mall type project.
Great. Yeah, that was a long time coming, but that was made possible from HURA. That other corner by Capone's of the southeast corner of Government Way in Hayden, going down Hayden Avenue between US 95 and Government Way, and then Government Way. And then also through it, owner participation agreement reimbursement for that sewer line. That has spurred quite a bit of commercial development up on the west side of 95. Let's see if I can move this. It's covering everything up. Okay. And then this was another project where we reimbursed, or we're currently reimbursing out of increment for frontage improvements that cleaned up this kind of this area by Capone's, and now it's a multifamily development. So the proposed budget for fiscal year 25 is shown here, and this is what was published in the Coeur d'Alene Press on June 20th and June 27th. So what we've shown is the fiscal year 23, which is still unaudited. We're still going through the audit process. Fiscal year 24, what was budgeted, and then fiscal year 25, what we're proposing. And then there's quite a bit more detail that I've shown as well. Now maybe I do want to move this up. So I don't know if there's any questions, but our total revenues, including the carry forward, or the carryover that we're anticipating, is $3.76 million. And expenses, they also total $3.76 million. But here's the summary of kind of all the breakdowns of all the areas in our budget for expenses, including 1.5 million that we have in there for a placeholder, like we pretty much do every year for potential city reimbursement requests for infrastructure projects. So HURA's budget looking forward, we've done some projections and just trying to anticipate maybe how much we'll have throughout the life of this revenue allocation area. So we anticipate approximately 2.67 million, not dollars, in the bank at the end of this fiscal year. And then we estimate between $6.5 and $7.5 million to be available for infrastructure, property purchase, or other capital expenses through 2029. So now I'll open it for public comment, unless you guys have any other questions on the budget.
Melissa, Steve,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
yep,
From the pie chart that you started with, there was a big blue section which said rental property.
this is
The blue
property.
section says rental maintenance in
Oh,
24. And although there aren't numbers there, if the orange is 3 million, the blue must be 600,000 or 800,000.
It's
Can you
800.
elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, it's 800,000, and it's it's blue. I guess it's unfortunate that it's so close to the purple. It's the property acquisition that we purchased the Owl Cafe.
I didn't see the second blue one. All right, thank you.
Yep.
And then the carry forward of 2.68, go back to the budget page. Is that,
Yeah. Oh, 2.67. So 2.67.
yeah,
Those are just estimates because we're just trying to anticipate where we'll land by the end of the fiscal year.
so where at one time we mentally thought we had $10 million to spend going forward, because of the size of the request from the city that we approved, we ate up a big chunk of that.
Correct. Yeah, this year we had quite a few expenses.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
So, Pete, at this point, do I just ask for a roll call vote for approval of the budget?
Well, we have to open it for public comment.
there-
but
is-
There's nobody
There's
here.
nobody
Yeah, we
here.
need to solicit public comment, okay.
And then
Yeah, if there's no public comment, you can close the hearing and then move right to the resolution, because the resolution is what adopts the budget.
Yep, so our next steps will be to adopt the budget resolution 24-01.
Okay.
And then I'll submit this to the city of Hayden and to the state, the local governing entities, central registry.
Okay, so let's, hearing, no public comment, then we'll close our hearing and we'll go back to our business meeting for the Hayden Urban Renewal. And let's have a roll call vote on the budget.
Rhonda,
Rhonda, you can actually move right to the resolution and
Oh,
request a motion and a vote on that.
Okay, okay.
I move to approve resolution 24-01 establishing the fiscal year 25 budget.
Second.
Been first and seconded. Any other discussion?
Not necessarily just a point to make, and a question actually, is that with property taxes that are being collected by our Steve Matheson, our treasurer, he has held back penalties and interest on late tax payments. And I'm assuming that, I don't know if that's included in our budget or not. I don't know that it's that big of a number, but I just want to make a point that the city has some money that is owed, and I assume that HURA has some money that is owed. But that's a decision by our treasurer not to pay us. In the years past, we've gotten that money, but he's decided to keep it. I just want to make sure we have that in the record.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call vote?
Did we get a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rhonda Mitchell,
Yes.
Steve Meyer,
Yes.
Randy McIntyre,
Yes.
Michael Thayer,
Yes.
Matt Roder,
Yes.
Joy Richards.
Yes. Thank you. We have our executive director report. Next on the
So I
agenda.
put the memo in there, but I do have a couple things to add since. So still nothing new on OPAs. The Owl Cafe, I have been working with that auction depot that we talked about last time. And so they're looking to inventory kind of in early August for us. So then at the August meeting, we'll be able to do that declaration of surplus private property or personal property. And then we'll probably hold the auction mid-August, and it's online. It's an online auction.
So how, do they do the
Yeah.
advertising?
Yep. Yep, I just have to give them access so that they can do the inventory and stuff.
Okay.
So that's what I know on that. I don't have any new information on the HURA boundary expansion. I don't know if you want to ask Lisa for an update, if there really even is one.
I'd be happy to.
Do you want?
Yeah.
Do you want her to?
Do you want me
Okay.
to come up and speak, or?
Sure.
It's
that would
just
be nice.
easier
Oh,
to for him to video.
Hello, Lisa, I'll put the record. So I did meet with our attorney that we've secured to help us with the process today. And we have Olivia Metz of the Metz Group helping us with the eligibility report and the economic feasibility report. So those are being kicked off now, and I expect at some point we will need to, one of the clarifying points that I tried to get from the attorney today was what the impact of going through rewriting this plan would do for the remainder of the time frame that this district is open. And it's her suggestion that we sit down with the Urban Renewal Agency and outline all the projects that potentially you would want to fund. So that way, as we navigate through the new report, that it includes potentially all of those funding areas. We don't run awry of not meeting the statutory requirements that are now of urban renewal agencies. So this will be a good practice, especially if the city decides to open up a new district, of how that plan would look as well. So.
Question, funding of this study, where will that come from?
Right now, the city's paying for it. We certainly, it's open. My opinion is that the city could request HURA to reimburse, but at this point, they have not suggested that I do that yet. So, and it wouldn't be something that we'd want to reimburse if it doesn't happen. So the thought would be let's get to the other side of that, and then we come back and ask for some reimbursement costs. So at this point, I don't know if there's any other questions, but I would expect that in the coming months, we would want to sit down and identify all the projects that potentially could come before this body for recommendation of approval. And we certainly are already starting that on our side, or our end, to try to come up with those potential projects. And I don't mind working with Melissa and the board here to kind of determine what those would be as well. So, happy to answer your questions.
Thank you.
Melissa, can I go back to the owl? I didn't think of it when we were talking about it. What kind of deal did we come up with Auction Depot as far as, because they work on a commission or a percentage?
I didn't bring their term sheet with me again. We talked about it, it was in the last month packet.
Right.
But it's like a percentage of the sales.
And I would just, I don't know if did we commit on that percentage?
It's kind of a whole bunch of different terms.
Yeah, it's usually the higher dollar amount, the less that they take.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. It was,
My question is, could we negotiate a better deal than that rate sheet? Because, I don't know how many items we have, but if we could get like a flat percentage that we could come out better on, that, just making it a suggestion of whether we could negotiate a better deal on that.
Part of me feels like beggars can't be choosers because it was hard to even find somebody that was willing to do this auction. So I did have Pete review their terms, and it seemed reasonable. So
Yeah.
Oh,
You
there
know,
we go.
everything's negotiable with them, so, not a,
I mean, if they get more than $100, I'll be.
It like goes up from, if it's a really small item, between $0 and $16, then their commission is $5. And then if it's between $17 and $49, it's 30%. And then it kind of goes down from there up to, if it's an item that's $2,500 or more, it's 5%.
so we're good with that,
That's, you know,
yeah, okay, I just thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah, that's a good call, but yeah.
Already vote to it. We already voted to approve it. Yeah.
okay.
I wasn't here
And-
last meeting, that's why I had to.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're right, you weren't.
Sorry.
Let's see, let me get back to this. Okay, so I don't really have an update on, well, I guess I do. So I've been told that that list we initially gave the property management company has been completed.
Oh,
But I haven't received, they're gonna send me a statement of work and like the costs and stuff, but I haven't received that yet.
well, that's good news.
Yeah, so hopefully those, you know, bigger life safety issues are now addressed.
They can turn the lights on.
Yeah,
Take a shower.
and the faucets don't leak and that kind of thing, so. And then the audit is ongoing. They are planning on presenting at our meeting in August. They just have a few more items that they've requested from Natasha, the city, and I, so. We're close. And then we have not worked on that RFQ package that we talked about for the property that HURA owns, the Owl Cafe and next door. But we do expect to bring something forward in the coming months. And then just a reminder that I won't be present at the August meeting, but Lindsay will be. So we should be okay. And also, HURA is reporting to council on July 23rd at their council meeting, and Rhonda has agreed to do that.
Is that just the public comment?
It's
Is
just
that-
like an update to council.
Is it during the public comment section? I think
No,
that's
they
what-
usually put it on the agenda.
Actually, you're on the agenda.
Yeah, but I mean, in the past, they've been looking for like 5 or 10 minutes, like
Okay.
something pretty brief, what you've been up to.
We've been pretty open, so.
Right.
I don't know how much left is to report, but
Yeah.
we'll come up with something.
So based on the planning for the Owl Cafe property, my question is, would it be prudent for us to get together with the city to talk about what projects might be part of that, or what could be in there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we hire a
We're-
consultant, so that we're kind of prepared for something to give them?
We're
Or
going to do that, yes.
a workshop kind of thing?
Well, we're gonna start small, before we get the whole board involved. We're gonna meet with, Lisa and Alan to kind of talk about what the city, what their vision is.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, so we have,
Before, you know, yeah.
before we
and
go
then-
forward with the consultant, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good, thank you.
I imagine that coordination with the city will be ongoing through the planning process as well.
Yeah, so exactly, that's exactly what we wanna do.
Perfect, thank you.
That was it.
That was it. And our next scheduled board meeting is August 12th. And I guess that's all we have.
I have one additional thing that maybe we can look at. I noticed that the weeds are really bad around the Owl Cafe. Could we perhaps contract with the city to do a cleanup of the grass? It was looking kind of bad. Not a
Yeah,
big thing.
I bet we can do that.
Probably, yeah, for fire and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that's a good
okay.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they wanna bring up? talk about?
I got nothing.
All right.
As far as you know, will you be here in August? Okay. Okay.
Okay,
I motion to adjourn.
Second.
motion and seconded. It's adjourned.
Pass.
Thank you.
That was